Hey, mission 2 done. Let's keep it going. Crow's Nest
this
is
one.
the third level, right? Oh no. Savo Highway. Ready to go with this 9,000 points. Let us continue. I think we're finally gonna get in cars.
Yay!
Okay, my memories of this are getting up on a hill and defending against brutes and it being super intense as the brutes hunt you down like animals. Like you and Frank and the men in black uniforms with skull and crossbones on the lapel are hunting you down. And it's scary, but you have a gun, so at least you can fight back. The HoloLens are 3,500. Well, it's not on HoloLens then. I'm pretty sure it's a tablet. You just put your tablet out and And like I say, Justin has the Sony Vive, and he seemed to like it a ton. And I heard there were some great games made uniquely for it. There was a lot of trash software put on it, junk that, you know, like, hey, it's a gimmick. But there was some games made uniquely for it, namely platformers that I saw on Metal Jesus, who's a gaming YouTuber. And looked really unique and cool. That's why I like phone games. I can give phone games a lot of credit when they use the periphery and then make the game design uniquely around it. Like Rain, where you swipe and every swipe represents a decision in your kingdom.
There's a shotgun if you want it, Turo.
Oh, cool. Where? On Gun the Murderer.
Anyone from Charlie 2?
You don't need a shotgun anymore.
Nah, man. Alpha
Red badge.
Good thing I got mine.
You can walk. Put your boots on the line.
Hit up on D-pad. Right there too. Get your bullet.
Let there be light. They demoed some games for a lens a while ago, Minecraft, some Alien Hub, but yeah, nothing retail. I've seen ads on TV for. Get in, Tucker. We'll get in the same Warhawk.
I'll get the door, sir.
No, I don't trust y'all.
What?
Yeah, let him drive.
Out of the way, Marine.
I like how my armor looks in this light. Look at my armor. I'm
so
shiny.
I gotta assume it's out. I love to do tabletop gaming with it, dude, 100%. I think AR is the shit. I just don't know. With the way VR is coming along, I just don't know that it's gonna be able to compete. You know, VR is not a gimmick. The games coming out for it, like Half-Life Alyx, are legit. The Walking Dead game that came out for VR looks really cool.
That too, yeah.
VR is officially for real, I'd say.
Ready Player One style.
I don't know that it'll take over. I think, you know, you're always going to have PC and console gaming as we understand it, but I'd say VR's here to stay. Especially, like, you know, you can read chat and stuff while you play it. Go ahead, Tucker. I know you're big into VR.
They actually were able to make a suit that, like, Ready Player One, where you can feel pain and stuff.
Okay, why?
Yeah. I don't know. You can feel heat, you
like
can feel cold,
shot?
you can feel pain. And there's different simulations that you can go through. But there's not a whole lot of games you can put the haptic feedback suit on because it's pretty new.
Imagine getting your neck broken on. How that's gonna feel when you get out of it.
I don't think people are going to want to experience pain, and I know that, like the Wii and the Kinect, the answer is you just need to make it simple as possible. If you make it a big process to have to get strapped in to play the game, it will be a gimmick. It's like 3D glasses in movies. It's just not going to work. But I would not be against some kind of treadmill. I mean, I still think that would be freaking cool to really feel like I'm in a shooter, and then to lose a hell of a lot of weight while doing it. I mean, imagine if you were in the kind of physical fitness that the Master Chief is in. Imagine if that's the new gamer body. It's scary. NGL, the HoloLens 2 is really small for something that does high quality AR. So you put on glasses for that, Raphael? That's pretty sweet.
You see what happened?
I am right in the middle of this and it's probably future safe. My buddy works exclusively augmenting the tabletop with virtual worlds. Yeah, that'd be super cool. Let's go get that truck back, Tucker. Where did we die? Over here?
No, the other way.
The company was bought by Facebook Gaming in secret before they announced their big gaming push. And Facebook owns Oculus, right? Or did they sell that to Steam? NGL, the HoloLens is really small. It has its own challenges for development as some devs can't handle it for long and testers need more breaks than normal. He says one guy at work has a bucket next to him. Wow. Wow, that's intense. Yeah, I mean, so with what you're saying, Rikers, like I said, I don't think traditional gaming as we come to understand it on the consoles and PC is going to go anywhere. I think it's always going to have its place. It's like the Wii. You know, I loved playing games in the Wii that made you active, but it had its place. I didn't want all games to be like that. I wanted to play Little King Story and Pikmin and sometimes just sit down and enjoy a game. I imagine it's the same sensation with VR. Like, that was fun. I played a VR game. Now I just feel like sitting down, chilling, and playing games that are a little more relaxing, require less effort.
Yeah, and they also got treadmills in too, like an actual. Other than just using the controllers for movement, there's actual treadmills that you strap yourself onto for safety, and you can use them to actually walk around. All you have to do is move your legs, and you can actually move in VR too.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Would you want to run 24/7 in a game though, Tucker? Oh, we got our
good exercise.
Pretty good exercise. I guess so. But I just, again, like the Wii. I love Wii Sports. I love Wii Fitness. I just couldn't do it 12 hours every day. I wanted to sit down and play Pikmin and play different games and just relax. So I think VR is gonna have its place. Don't you have to have a really kick-ass computer for VR right now, though? To play it like these big YouTubers that are doing the VR stuff, like The Walking Dead, Half-Life Alyx, their computers like the shit, the highest high-end.
All right, that shit.
And GL makes it feel like I'm in the game. Hell yeah. Hey man, Pokemon Go and AR was pretty sweet, so I'm sure that it's amazing. I can swim for hours and play basketball for hours, so I think it'll be easy enough. 12 hours a day, every day, though. Like, that's the only gaming experience you want, Raphael, is a gaming experience where you're physically moving all the time. I don't mean cut it out totally. I mean the only experience. My bad, dude.
Oh, come.
Not every game needs you to move.
Where's my damn shotgun?
Some games are stationary. Some of them aren't even compatible with those kinds of equipment.
My biggest gripe with VR, personally, is you can't see the person's eyes. I think it's, like, inherently antisocial, and I think that's a big problem. I guess that between the ages of 18 and 30 years old, 25% of Americans have had suicidal thoughts in the last 6 months because of the pandemic and social quarantine. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, that experience of being in a basement with your buddies playing Halo does not exist with the Fortnite generation. They don't know what it's like to look them in the eyes as you own them and teabag them. And there's been gains. Technology's easier, it's more accessible than ever. But there's something about VR and the lack of social features that worries me. I think it's going to be really easy for the generation that comes up to never turn on the blinds, lock themselves in a dark room, and get absorbed into a game, but then wake up 3 weeks later and wonder why they're depressed. And you'd say, well, it's because you didn't get out, you didn't exercise, you didn't talk to your friends or your family. There's things you have to do to mitigate, have to be on an antidepressant. It looks like exercise and sunlight and social relationships and having a, pretty much a schedule. Otherwise, we're going to continue, in my opinion. Call me crazy, call me wrong, but I think that most things can be done through proactive effort. I think there's a huge overprescription of antidepressants and antipsychotics when if we simply lived healthier lives. Not that depression isn't real, it's very, very real.
I repeat, my convoy
That's my concern with VR. I think it's super cool technology, it looks freaking fantastic. But I would be concerned if 12-year-old Timmy locks himself in a dark room for 3 weeks. 1508, thank you for taking the red pill, seeing just how deep the rabbit hole goes. Welcome to Reality 1508, thank you for that. I think Tyrell completely carried us through that last area. I don't even play 12 hours a day, but I won't do it for 12 hours a day. Hey, I'm just saying, there's a place for VR, but I don't think it should be everything, and I don't believe that it will be everything.
Holy crap!
3D glasses were the shit when they came around. Everybody wanted to watch a 3D movie, and then it was like, it's like less comfortable than doing a real movie. I don't like the idea of replacing things, but more of chasing gaming types of styles. Exactly, I agree with you. And again, I'm not saying depression isn't a thing, but I'm saying, like, for myself, I know that I can feel good about my day if I journal a little bit, and I exercise, and I get some sunlight, and I walk. And even if I feel sad, I know that's not depression. Being sad is different than depression, so I would just be worried with, the sort of despair that has infected modern society about anything that makes us any more antisocial than we already seem to be. So we've lost sight of the community hall and the village, and clearly, literally, they did this really cool study I read about in Stanford where they took people and they had to walk up this hill at grade and they put a blindfold on, and if they did it alone, they thought the grade was like 90 degrees and thought it was really steep and it was really hard. Then they had them do it with a friend, still blindfold, and they thought it was like 45 degrees. They had them do it with packs on their back. People alone would say it's like 90 pounds, and people who were with a friend thought it was like 15 pounds. Literally, friends ease the burden in your life. We are social animals. 90% of our brain is dedicated to social relationships, communication, interacting with other human beings. It's extremely important to remain healthy. That would be my biggest concern. I know a lot of people feel like they are struggling deeply, and I feel like that a lot of that can be mitigated by introducing some healthy behaviors. You know, say, I'm super depressed, but yet they're, you know, they binge drink every week, they lock themselves in a dark room, and they wonder why they're depressed. That's my take on that. You gotta help yourself a little bit. About SAO type of gaming, would you want to replace that to everything? What about SAO?
No.
What is that? What is that, Tyrell?
Sword Art Online. They go fuck around. We be locked in that motherfucker like the actual show.
Like Ready Player One style?
No, so yeah, but Sword Art Online, they got locked in the game, and if you died in the game, you died in real life.
Die in the game, die in real life, like Gamer. Back when Gerard Butler, King Leonidas was in every romantic comedy ever. It's Gerard Butler, that guy who's homoerotically attractive. Yeah, romantic comedy number 16.
There are so many books.
The only good bug is a dead bug. Okay. If you don't know what Sword Art Online is, okay. They have some Matrix-like machine that sucks them into the game. Tucker, how would you feel like if there was a Ready Player One machine?
Chief.
Would you go into the Oasis?
Power supply should be inside the tunnel.
Probably.
I would go and pick a fight.
Is that the difference between Ready Player One and the Oasis and Sword Art Online? Like, you can't leave in Sword Art Online? You're stuck there?
You can leave, but it's just in the show. They got made so they couldn't leave.
Large expedition.
But it's like the machine. Basically, you got a machine you ain't gonna be able to leave. You guys ain't take you out in the force field or nothing.
Do we have to? Oh. You know, this has been like an idea since the 80s, though, that we'd go Tron. This is Origins in Tron. I think it's still a big goal. And it's going to be good in some ways. I mean, imagine the training you can do. If you have a fully realistic haptic suit, imagine what astronauts can do, and pilots, and military, and doctors, and nurses. And then you have the assistance of, AI and automation that we have. It's going to be good for humanity, but like I was telling Tucker last night, technology, we're supposed to be its master. It was supposed to help our lives, make things easier. Yet you have this, go back to it, infection of anxiety. I read Andrew Carnegie, the Steel Baron. I read his autobiography last year.
Can y'all leave right here? I'm about to try to get this skull.
Do what?
I'm gonna go try to get the shotgun. I'm sorry, the shotgun I just dropped right there. Can you leave it there? I'm going to try to get
This is only
this
Recon 111.
skull.
The cruiser's
I'll
above
find out.
I'll leave the shotgun there then.
Say again, Recon? You're
And it took them like 9 days to
Something
go
in the crater,
from
ma'am. Something beneath the storm.
New York to Pittsburgh. 9 days. You know, they did all the laundry by hand. Everything just took longer is the point. Everything took longer. It was harder, and yet they don't seem bothered by it at all. And today we have machines to do our laundry, and you can drive to Pittsburgh in 2 hours. You can fly down to Florida in 2 hours. And yeah, it's like we're more stressed than ever. There's this sort of time crunch, and it exists somewhat, but I read another good book called 168 Hours that sort of dispels with the illusion that we really have more time than what we think we do. And that's another thing that concerns me a lot.
No!
Tyrell, no! Which
It's over here.
tied into there being a sub-reality in the sense that it could be a massive boon for the human race, for vocational training, for professional training, and of course you'd have some kick-ass gaming, there's no doubt about it. But is there actually a true concern that, like a dystopian science fiction story, people would be sucked into the machine and forget real life? I mean, people forget real life on social media. Social media is a very, very small scattering of the human population, yet people get convinced that whatever you see in those hashtags is, you know, the human race and the reality of everything, and it's not. It's like you think you know everybody in your town. There's some kind of cognitive bias. It's got a word. to it. But, you know, Twitter's not the
Convincing.
electorate, let alone the American electorate. It's not, just because something's trending doesn't mean you're going to go to small town America and they're going to buy into it. Same thing with maybe losing sight of reality in the VR. But we're just opining, keep in mind, and this is just my
What the
opinion.
hell was it?
My
Oh, there you
opinion.
go.
So they get a real custom character and realistic feeling fantasy world with pain filters and everything. Sounds rough. I don't mean that part, just the way they play video games. I don't think I would personally. People get conditioned in weirder ways, and who knows what mental illnesses would be created from this. Does the Matrix put you to sleep? I'd love to have that. In Ready Player One, you're awake and moving around. In
I didn't
GL,
even
I'd
get
want
this
to go
far
into a
myself.
Skyrim type of world. Well, with new things,
Hey,
someone's
we
life
went
is
forward.
probably...
Tucker.
Hooray! Best playthrough ever. Raphael, that's where I agree with you. I've always preferred... I know my nephew loves VR. He loves VR.
I
He's
gotta run
excited
all
about
the way
VR.
back.
And I think that the games coming out for VR, dude, when I watch videos with my nephew and it's Let's Play and it looks freaking dope, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not.
But I'm with you, Raphael, in wanting AR. Remember those early days, you know, when Pokemon Go was the greatest gaming sensation, July of 16 to,
Rock, you gonna get the
to
skull?
August of 16? I don't think I can come back now. Oh, I can. Thank you. Hey, sir, did you get your shotgun?
No, I'm not gonna run all the way back there. Tucker pushed us forward, so.
Damn it,
Screw
Tucker. Damn you, Tucker.
I was moving forward
Just kidding.
because
Just
I
kidding.
believe and I found the kid.
What?
There was an illusion like, hey, America's back, baby. People are in the parks. People are walking around. But, of course, we all also should remember the darkness that came with it. Hey, there's a Pokestop over here. Now give me all your money. And you're not
Master
really
Chief,
returned to
find
American
the
public
connection.
life when your
The
face
truth
is
is
in a phone
excavated
the
in the
entire
four-weather
time, I think.
artifact.
But yes, I agree, AR, because it gets people outside.
Keep pushing to the town.
Pokemon Go did
If we
somewhat
survive, we'll
restore
be in the
an
next valley.
old-fashioned social fabric. People were outside, people walked around, people went to parks. If we cut out the darkness of it and we cover out the fact that it wasn't like, people still have their faces in their phones.
Pokemon Go pissed me off the first day. Came out.
Tell me about your Pokemon Go story.
I never even played it. Just the people were annoying as hell with it. The day it came out, I was at an anime convention. Everybody was trying to play it, and they were just doing the most with it. They're acting like it's the end, like it's the beginning of, you know, the second coming of Christ.
Oh yeah. Dude, that game was so big, so fast, and then died equally as fast.
Look over there.
But there was good, like our buddy Kyle Ellinger, Reginald, he lost like 50 pounds playing that damn game. I walked, God, until my feet were hurt. I told Tucker this long ass story, so I won't tell him again. But I wasn't able to walk. I walked so much I wasn't able to walk anymore.
Tucker, go down to
But that game was
Okay.
also totally screwed rural people like myself and Tucker in our area, because we had like 2 Pokestops total. But if you lived in a big town or a college town, you could just Pokeballs out the wazoo. We basically had to pay to play if you were, from the country. But I agree with you, Raphael. AR at least had people walking around outside exercising. And I think, well, my brother and I had a game studio. It was Flex Your Brain Muscle. That was our slogan. I think you can make games, you can make them kick ass, you can make them fun, but you can also make them socially beneficial. You can make games benevolent. And I think gaming is benevolent. I think there's a lot of studies that show hand-eye coordination, even creativity, that more, neurons bouncing around in there. There's a lot of neuroelasticity. There's a lot of pros with gaming, but there is problems with it's unpopular, but gaming addiction and stuff. So I've always been a huge believer in making a really kick-ass game, but also making a game that doesn't, is not a detriment to the society. That's why I'm not a big believer in World of Warcraft. A lot of people lost their lives to that game.
We got reinforcements, Marines.
So AR seems like, to me, a good solution. So people exercise and get out, but they still get to play cool
Did
games.
someone pick up that guy's fuel rod?
Recon spotted Covenant
There's a
armor
sniper
ahead.
rifle up here, Tyrell.
Pelicans are inbound with heavy
Oh
weapons.
crap, we got
To
tanks!
hold out until we
Oh,
arrive.
shite. Hi, Jack and Tucker. This is your chance to play GTA, buddy.
Okay, GTA 5, go.
I'm scared of the monetization for the separation of classes with that sort of download tech. Do you want to download this knowledge 500K? Oh, you didn't pay, we take it down. But like DRM rights on your mind. As I'm assuming they can download it, they can do it too. Explain that a little deeper, Records. It sounds like you're onto a deep point, but I'm not quite understanding. As in, like, the rich people will get to play the VR stuff that gives them higher vocational training. I mean, shit, on one level, though, that already exists. My best friend is my brother, Corey Combs. He shows in here as shoe guy. His girlfriend just got into Cornell Medical School, and he went to Yale. They're super smart. They're very bright people, but they didn't come from a lot. Corey came from our area, Appalachia, came from nothing, and he's got a great success story in his life. It's one of my heroes for it. His girlfriend also grew up in Baltimore and grew up, sort of basically in the inner city, and went to Yale and had a single mother raise her as she's going to Cornell. And basically, the point of the story is that she was the only one in her whole class that is the first generation of students to go to medical school. Every single person there has been a doctor. They come from a long line of family doctors. And so there was quite a bit of resources there to back them, and their life, they had to do the work, to their credit. Of course, those kids have to do their work, like when people talk about generational wealth, but the kids have to keep it. But of course, this is already happening where, that actually shows this, that rich folks basically, what they put their money into with their kids is their education. They put them in private schools, they put a lot of resources into their education.
Walk in front of me.
And I'm not
got shot in the back.
shit, we should get rid of that. I'm just saying, I'd love to see a huge investment in public school. I'd love to see people be able to break it. More people have the opportunity and not just, my granddaddy was a doctor, my dad was a doctor, and we have socially we're set, financially we're set, so I can be a doctor, and because basically what happens is you get people like Corey and Leslie, they gotta work twice as hard to get just as far. I ain't saying the system's totally broken, by the way. That's not my opinion on the world. I think a lot of it works. That's how we have so much abundance, but obviously it can always be better. Profit equals laws. I mean, in the United States, we have antitrust laws. That's not really profit. They nearly broke up Microsoft, even though they should know. Bezos and Zucker have both been in the hot seat. I believe in regulation for the big guy, but I don't believe in it all for the small business. My take, which has nothing to do with Halo. Yeah, I want to just see advancements in technology, because even though we got like 80, 100 years to live long term, those numbers are pretty small. My grandma is an anomaly, man. Gonna live the fact that she's 86 makes her like 1% of the population, actually. I wish we could at least be guaranteed to 90. You really don't get that much time on this earth. You ever look at a
guys
chart
are like 50.
with all of the weeks in your life until you're 90? It's kind of a wake-up call. Oh my god, I've only got X amount of weeks and I've already spent 50% of them.
I keep getting air. I keep
You're
jumping in the
fighting a guy
air and
with a
getting
pull
hit in
rod.
the face with a rocket.
Yes, he has a rocket. You're jumping away from a guy with a rocket, Tucker.
I'm not expecting flying cars and some dystopia Star Citizen type of society, but I just want to see how far technology goes while I'm still alive. I mean, in '69 they landed on the moon. My biggest thing with technology is space, man. I think that humanity's destiny, the highest human dream, is the stars and space.
Watch it now.
And,
Pelicans coming in. Troops have plenty of armor between here
If I
and
had my
Voyager.
way, that's where most
Well,
of the
you
go.
did it with the turret. It was right there, so I didn't want you to
Plus, we need a
die, and then
backup
we have to
plan.
deal with that.
Comet comes here. Nuclear catastrophe, namely a comet. Comet or
Got
asteroid.
hostile armor ahead, Chief.
That's it for human race.
I
See
rounded
ya.
up a few
It was a
resupply
good run.
birds.
Maybe the only conscious
Advise
beings
you to
in at
maintain
least this
position
star
until they
system.
arrive.
Maybe the universe. A strange rock and a strange evolutionary
Where you guys
mistake
going? Y'all
all
ain't getting
gone
to
in an instant. You gotta get what?
Warhol,
Had
right?
Yes, the greatest song ever. I'd be fine without it if it didn't hurt. Definitely my vision, or whatever it's worth.
Oh, well,
is-
Tucker got a chopper.
Yo, we gotta
Alright, we in now.
start reaching out further and further. Boom, like, I'm okay with that. Like, yeah, if you're instant dead, but as far as like humanity as a whole, whatever we represent, like we may truly be the only conscious beings in the universe. We may be the only ones who will be able to document the fact that there was life. I think that matters.
What's going on?
No. Money, angry people equals laws. I think you're both right. Those
Y'all get in the car?
those should make the rules.
Y'all just left the
I don't know.
car, got in the car, and walked away.
Sorry, this has been like a deep real talk. See you, Marine. I got you if you want machine gun. Tyrell. Right here.
No, Tucker, what are you doing? Move! Get in with Tyrell! Get in with Tyrell!
Tucker, here.
Oh,
Are you trying to drive, Tyrell? Oh, what's your goal?
I am driving.
Get in.
You're running around.
Oh, well, there you go, Tucker.
He taking my food right now.
I think democracy works here in the United States just like it does in Canada. I think that's the most terrifying part that we are alone in the universe. It is scary, right? It's both reassuring in the sense of, hey, maybe we're not going to get Christopher Columbus, but it is scary. And I think that's why it's so important.
Christopher Columbus.
But you never know, man. We live in the country, the United States. You know, I love my country. We're a country that's gonna land a freaking helicopter on Mars and literally had to rewrite the book on aerodynamics to do it. We're also a country that's at war with itself over masks. So, it's gonna be a process.
Onwards.
This is the country that brought electricity and the internet to the world.
Okay. Now this is the problem.
At the same time, we got 30% of Americans are not gonna take the COVID vaccine when it comes out. It's gonna be a process. I think that's, you doubt it. Yeah, I mean, Drake's equation. But at the same time, damn, Tucker, the whole argument with Drake's equation is if there's intelligent life, we've been sending out a signal to SETI so long that we probably should have heard something by now. At the same time, Drake's equation, there's probably intelligent life out there. I hope so. To be honest with you. It'd be a far more interesting universe, I think. I'm fine, not slow, but building my projects. I don't disagree with you, Records. My personal take on that is, if I get Alzheimer's and I'm no longer able to help my family and function and read and write, then I'm done. Tyrell, would you do Death with Dignity?
Yes, awful. I don't want to live to be a burden. I seen it. My personal experience. My great grandma had Alzheimer's. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want my family.
I mean, I think that, here, Tucker, I got you. I think that makes sense. I know that it's a very touchy, difficult subject, Death with Dignity, but again, it's a choice. Personally, yeah, I wouldn't want to be a burden on my family either. Or suffer needlessly. I don't think people should have to suffer needlessly if they get ill. I don't think that makes any sense. We got a brain tumor right here. Constant pain and can't function, because I know you're the most dangerous one on the field, Tucker. I'm going to lyric. I can't create or remember people kill me. Right on, Records. I respect what you're saying, Records. I respect what you're saying, and I think there's a level of truth to it for sure, man. Remember, we are friends, and friends can respectfully disagree. I am 100% against this whole notion that's like spread like wildfire that if someone doesn't agree with you or doesn't vote your way or think your way, you have to become non-people. Well, how the hell are we going to expand communication? We can't have honest, healthy disagreements. And I believe in I think there's a lot of donors that get their people into office, but I also think that the vote really matters and you can get your people in there.
I don't want no one that's going to agree with me every day with everything. I like, oh my God.
I think it's just straight on here. I'm gonna die. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to live in a freaking everyone agrees with me 24/7 world. That'd be so boring. I'll get on the gun.
Come on, I need you like 6.
Just drive me off right in front of that tank. Tucker, take the machine gun.
Plenty left for you.
What humanity has to do is work as one, but not treat all humans as one. I mean, you've got big international issues. We've done it in the past. How we worked with the Soviets. I mean, climate change is one. And getting out into the stars is number 2. And even as rich and powerful as we are in this country, we don't got the resources to carry that weight alone. So it's, we're ironically, we're like, you know, people are like, oh, my country's the best. Ironically, we're in a situation where we need it more than ever, international cooperation. It's not completely dissolved, though, in any way. We've had deep, real talk today. I appreciate you hanging out, Wreckers. I don't think you're still here, but Wreckers, steal it. You have a good day, you have a great day, you have a fantastic day, fabulous day, superior day, great day, an epic day, grand day, wonderful day, superior day. Appreciate you hanging out, man. Thank you.
The one guy that's using the lava line, stop.
Tucker, the rage is strong with you. I can taste the salt, young man. What's got you raging?
Somebody keeps blowing me up.
There's a tank on the field. Now, where are you at? I'll pick you up.
I'm next to the blown up tank.
Get in before we get shot. Shoot that thing up on the hill. This one's in better shape. Let's grab this one. Try to pick you up that road if you want to join us. There's a Warhawk kind of fun. Okay, Tucker, get ready, get out. Hijack it, hijack it, hijack it. Did you get it?
I'm dead.
And Tyrell blew it up. Good job. We have one Warhawk remaining to us. Down here, I believe. Individuality and union. Sounds about right, Raphael. Strangest Halo Let's Play ever.
Chief,
Get in,
Gate
soldier.
208 is dead ahead. Smash the brute blockade. Open her
Alright,
up.
Elite. We're next to you, Tyrell, if you want to join us. That's a big in-no from the soldier. Make him eat dirt, Tucker. Make him pay. Make him pay.
Now rest on it. Now, going into spark greater ones below. Relics long without power, ready to fulfill their divine purpose. Fast! Keep our enemies at bay. Soon, my brothers, we will all have our end.
Jesus. Thank God for these respawns, though. It really makes the game pretty damn easy. Just keep feeding off one another's respawns till you move forward. Oh, that was real close. Alright, I think you're muted, by the way. Unless you weren't saying anything. Yo, Night Gamers! What up, man? What do you think of this Minecraft mod? It's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Been liking it so far. 3 headshots? Jesus. That was a waste of ammo. Nice shot. My memory serves right. There's some power weapons in this area. Damn you, demon! No, it's not. It's Halo 3. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Isn't Halo Infinite gonna get a BR? Wasn't that the big rumor? It was.
A curse on you, demon! Ah!
How you doing today, Night Gamers? Thanks for popping in here. Yeah, pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure this is a Minecraft mod called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but whatever you say, Night Gamers, I trust you. I know you got them streaming chops. Did we lose the party? Tucker, are you still in here? Tucker, say something.
Lord Hood, we made it.
Music to my ears, Commander. What about the Ark?
Fully uncovered, sir.
Still in.
We don't have much time.
I think you might be muted then, Tyra. Another mission. We're doing great.